Hello, this is Craig Lane with Health Alchemy, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the alchemical phases of transformation, which has been a long-time study of mine. And I ran across a book recently by Stephen Buhner that I'm going to read from. And this neither speaks to beginning nor end phase. It's a necessary phase, though, and that's so well put in this first piece in introductory chapter to his book, and it's called "The Soft Flutter of Butterflies." And the next chapter is called "Opening the Doors of Perception." And there's a part of us that needs to heal, and one of the things I'm running across these days is tremendous resistance to anything outside the normal doors of perception, i.e. anything I introduced for conversation, especially even on the social media like Facebook. I've been recently a name called stupid, ignorant, and numerous other names. And my point being here is that I'm going to read you something, all of you who choose to listen to this. And if you find yourself listening to this, you may want to ask yourself the question, am I willing to go in there, first of all? Do I feel drawn to go into the open doors of perception and experiencing life as it is instead of life as we want to see it or think it should be? And it seems so simple, but as my spiritual teacher once said, the simple things are what we tend to bypass and gloss over. So here we go. Bear with me. My name is Olga, she says, and then she told me her story, being Steve. He was in a concentration camp, museum of sorts. She was born in Germany and was half Jewish. Her father was taken by the Gestapo in 1939 during the early arrests. She and her mother, brother, and sister lasted longer. They were taken in 1944 and eventually sent to Majdanek. After she arrived, she said, they herded us into a line at the door of the gas chamber. My mother, brother, and my sister were in front of me, but the room was filled. After my sister was pushed in, crying. They tried to force me in as well, but the door would not close, no matter how hard they pressed it against my back. So they pulled me out and slammed the door closed. And so, for some reason that I will never know, I survived, she says. She looked around towards the crematorium, pointed to the chimney. The ashes of my brother, mother, sister floated up there that day. I had never experienced such cruelty, she said, and my heart was being crushed. But the young woman seemed oddly unaffected by it, so I said to her, but you look so peaceful. How can you be peaceful when your whole family was killed here? Golda looked at me with those peaceful eyes and said in the most penetrating voice I had ever heard, because the Nazis taught me this. There is a Hitler inside each of us. And if we do not heal the Hitler inside of ourselves, then the violence will never stop. If we do not heal the Hitler inside each of us, the violence will never stop. She told me she was working in Germany at a hospital for German children injured during the war, the children of the Nazis, who had sent her family to Majdanek. I was shocked, and I asked her why. How else, she asked, can I heal the Hitler inside me but to give them what they took from us? When Elizabeth was done, many of us were crying. Some of us were weeping deeply. She looked at us in the way she had said, now you are feeling like human beings and not acting like dispassionate scientists. There is a Hitler inside each of us, and if we do not heal what is within ourselves, these things will never stop. There was something in her voice that day, something invisible that my younger self did not consciously understand but could only feel. And it went to the depths of me, and there it remains, still. And sometimes when I feel the cruelty in callous and indifferent men, when I hear the velvet violence hidden in those innocuous seeming words of a mother speaking to her child, when I see people from among us from whom the powerful has stolen the future and the present, when I feel some rage inside me wanting to do harm because I feel so helpless that I can find no other thing to do, that teaching in the depths of me rises up again into awareness, and I see that young woman in Imaginal, and I feel her eyes looking into me, and I hear Elizabeth's voice once more, and I begin to think outside the box again. There is a difference of something learned long ago between schooling and education. Do you feel it now? This is the process of alchemy. The inner world, the world many turn from, the world as it is. And the world as it is isn't what we think it is. It can't be. Because what we project isn't what is, although our thoughts are part of the canvas of what is. So I ask you, each of you, to find that place that Carl Jung says, to find the shadow within and face it and make it your own and love it as a mother would love her own child. Or you can continue your life, and that's fine too. But the point of all this is, do you want to turn and face and see for yourself? And if you don't, sleep well, brother, sister. That's okay too. There's no judgment. But if you want to enter a different journey, I invite you to join me, join us, join the world as it is. And you'll be welcome with open arms and an open heart. There's more to this alchemical conversation. This is just the beginning. Craig Lane with Health Alchemy, signing off. Touched and moved. Been pondering this for days.